Howdy and welcome. I'm Mike, your board gaming every dude. Let's get right to what's coming to Kickstarter this month. The focus this month, of course, being the channel that this is to look at solo games, but I also want to include games that are family games that you can also play solo. Let's look at the first one. This is Finding Anastasia. I was really excited to see this one come back to Kickstarter because I backed it in the past. I don't know if it was 2 years ago. It was before the pandemic, so it's been a while. And it didn't fund in time, and it was really sad. So I'm glad to see that not only did it get relaunched, but it funded within 48 hours. So this game is going out. I believe you can back it up until February 15th, unless that date gets changed. This is a Kickstarter exclusive, so it won't be coming to stores. Finding Anastasia, as you look at it, is a social deduction game. It's for 1 to 10 players. If you get the Palace Servants expansion, it's for up to 15 players. I believe, going off the top of my head, 15 players for that. So looking at that, you can see this is probably designed to be at its best in a group setting with a solo option that lets you still play a nice, fun, quick game by yourself or get to know the game better as a single player. The story of the game is that Anastasia has been lost and her grandmother is hosting this grand ball, hoping that she will be able to get information and find her long-lost granddaughter, Anastasia. You, as the solo player, or if you're playing as a family, all of you together, are going to be investigating different characters, places, and items in order to meet your objective. Many characters have the objective where they win if they're the first to find Anastasia. More than one person can win if the objectives have been met. Other objectives, though, might be on the bad side to make sure that Anastasia isn't found, or some other objective. So you're dealing with secret objectives. And for the solo play, check out the one-stop co-op. No. It's Meet Me at the Table. That's what it is. Meet Me at the Table does a cool playthrough of this, and I'll be sure to put that video in the description for this. So that's it for Finding Anastasia. Just look at the artwork. It looks absolutely beautiful. My plan for this, I have personally backed it. So I want this to go with my party games alongside games like Love Letter, but I also want it for myself solo for a fun, quick deduction game. Let's check out our next game that's live on Kickstarter right now. This is Rogue Angels, part of the Burning Suns series. And this is designed by Emil Larson, and I've had the privilege of getting a prototype of this game, so I have played through the prototype missions. It's 3 missions, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So this is a project that I personally am backing. This is for 1 to 4 players, and it is a cooperative game. So if you choose to play it with your family, you can all work together with different asymmetrical characters to complete missions and unlock portions of the story, as well as gain new character bonuses. The highlight of this game is that it is story driven. So when you are doing these campaigns, you are actually reading from a campaign book. You're reading a lot of flavor text, a lot of script, a lot of story that brings the mission to life. And the mission is not limited to eliminating a certain amount of enemies on the map. It could be you need to hack into this console, or you need to get to this object or this person, and then you will go to a portion of the campaign book and read the dialogue when you meet that person or the results of the hacking. And then you also may have, because you hacked the device, a bunch of guards may pop up and try to stop you from escaping. There's a lot of story that goes into this. There's also a personal story for each character. There are 20-some characters, and as you progress through, I believe it's a 40 mission campaign, And those missions all have multiple parts to them. So in the first mission that I played, I believe that had 4 different parts to it. So you're looking at quite a bit of gameplay out of this. But anyway, 40 campaign story with a subplot of your character as you unlock and you play through. So you pick a character and you play them through the whole game. That character can die. And if they die, at least as the game is right now, they're gone. I personally love that. It raises the stakes. But don't worry, that doesn't mean it's going to be too hard. This game has been designed with multiple difficulty levels. It's set so that if you play in normal mode, you should be able to play through all 40 missions without your character dying while still having a challenge. If you want to up the challenge, you can do that easily at any time you want for any mission. Take it up to hard mode or insane mode. To play solo, you'll control 2 characters as is standard for most co-op games that you play solo. You'll choose 2 characters, hopefully with complementary attributes so that it's not too difficult for you. Another thing that I like about Rogue Angels is that they are working on being environmentally friendly as well, so that's always a big bonus. That's cool. I am backing both of these previous 2 games. That does not mean I am encouraging you to. I just saw these and picked them out from a batch and wanted to highlight them for you. If you want to see a full list of all the games that are coming to Kickstarter and GameFound or other crowdfunding resources, if there are any, I encourage you to go to Shelf Clutter. Every week, he announces the Kickstarters and GameFound games that are coming up in the next week. If you have questions about what Kickstarter is, please let me know in the comments. Very briefly, what Kickstarter is for the board game industry is it's the standard place for new board games to get launched. So the idea is proposed, and if enough people choose to back it, then the game is made. And there can be Kickstarter exclusives, so you only get the game if you back it on Kickstarter. Other games can be backed on Kickstarter to get the game earlier or get special bonuses that you wouldn't get if you bought it retail. I always encourage, if you can buy it retail, to go for that. Please don't get caught up in, what is it called, FOMO, fear of missing out, or what do they call the cult of the new. Don't get yourself caught up in that. There's no need to. There are enough games out there. But if there is something you love, by all means, it's a wonderful thing to back it and be part of the project. You can also back things for $1. You don't get anything for it, but you do help the project come to fruition. All right. Let's take a look at a family game that has a solo option. I'm excited about this one. It's called Dinosaur Exhibit, and this can be played solo. This is a roll and write game. Something cool about this is that the designer put in the notes on the Kickstarter page that the game is fully designed, the PDFs are ready, and it's ready to print to go to manufacturing once it is funded. So that means that they're expecting a fairly fast turnaround. Don't know what fast is in the days we're living now, so I would still be reasonable in your expectations. But that's pretty cool that the game is set and ready to go out. So to play this game, it looks like something you could simply teach your children. You roll your dice, and then you pick from those dice one of them to keep. After you take that, you color in whatever you kept on your tablet. Then you have a choice of using a column to help you out if you need it. Once you've filled in a certain shape from rolling the dice, then you can place a tile or a dinosaur from your exhibit onto that spot. So you've also got some cool tile placement going on here. I could see this as a solo game that you could play quickly in 15 minutes or so, and as a family, not much longer than that. At the end, then you score up your points based on your exhibits, and whoever has the highest score is the winner. they get awarded with the new Dinosaur Exhibit for their museum. This is designed by a homeschool mom, which I think is cool. I was a homeschooled kid myself and have found that it can be very successful. So I'm really glad that she's doing this as a part of gaming and education going together. All right, now let's look at 2 games that are not live but should be coming live soon. Batman Everybody Lies. This is based on their detective system. So Portal Games published Detective, the board game. This is not the same as the Detective City of Angels that I tend to go on and on about here. But anyway, the detective system was a big hit, so it's coming out in with different maskings and through different IPs. So if you want to look at the system that will be used in Batman Everybody Lies, you could always play Detective the board game, or you could play Dune House Secrets, as that's also based off the detective system. And the point is, you're usually flipping through cards and using tokens to gather information and some interaction with the website as well if you're on the playing Detective the board game. Dune House Secrets did have a fairly limited online interface, but it added something, but it wasn't very much. But so I don't know what's getting included in Batman Everybody Lies, but you get to play the world's greatest detective, Batman, in solving some kind of mystery. So the idea is pretty cool and promising, and if you like the detective system, by all means check it out. Go to the Portal site and you can sign up for more information. Another IP-based game that's coming out soon is called Deep Rock Galactic, and this is based on the video game. You can find out more about it on Steam, but this one, there's not a lot of information. All I know about it, it's a sci-fi based game. It's a co-op game for 1 to 4 players, and it seems that they're really emphasizing the co-op nature. So I'm curious to see how that will work when translated to solo mode. Maybe it'll just be you control the 2 characters, but keep an eye on it. Check it out if you like that IP, or if you're interested in it, you can look at it in the links in my description below. Be sure to check out this next playlist of some games that may interest you for solo play. Thank you for watching. I love you all. I'll see you next time.